All right, I'm spinning the thing. Ready? Three, 3, 2, 1.
Here it goes.
Who's
that?
That's your hand. It's yours. Wait, no, I'm going again.
Oh, fuck. You gotta do it.
Oh, no. All right, start again,
Why?
Because it didn't spin. All right. 3, 2, 1. That's, again, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Friendlyjordies podcast. My name's Tom. We've got Robbie and Jordan here in the studio. Today we're talking everything magic. The Do You Believe It's Magic edition of the pod. So the segments today are going to be, we're talking about astrology, is it a thing, supernatural horror stories, we're talking ISIS, we're going to be talking Dungeons and Golden Dragons.
Is this good? Is this a
30 seconds is a bloody long time.
Is this a good way to
Let that be a
start?
lesson, kids, when you say you don't have time to study. Think about that. Tom was flying solo for half a minute, and that was just awful. You can hear it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You can hear the shame in his voice.
I reckon
There was
it's
such a
good.
quiver behind it going, we're going to be discussing. While he nervously rattles through papers going, what was it? God, somebody talk!
I need help.
Oh, dearie me.
So, welcome. We're all here
grim.
as usual.
Robbie's
Got
back
ya.
from
What a
NZ.
prank.
Robbie?
Hello, I'm here. We're all here. Hey,
Yeah, we're all
what's
here.
up?
Thanks, FBI. We're recording live from FBI in Sydney.
Thanks, guys.
And to reference all the sound effects that everybody despised in the last podcast.
Not particularly
Thank you
good.
very much, FBI. Woo, woo, woo. Mouth made. That's what we'll be hearing a lot more of, apparently, because for the first time ever, which is what we're always terrified of as a team, is this segment good or is this not good? Turns out that our audience will tell us if something is awful.
The best bit about this was that, like, we have so many weeks where, like, man, I don't know if we should be talking about, like, children's brains being, like, electric drilled and stuff like that. And then, like,
In poor taste.
yeah, and then last week it was like, Robbie's like, guys, I feel really good about this last pod. Like, I put a lot of effort into it, a lot of like post work on this one, so I'm really, really looking forward to the response for this. And then, like,
I did.
100% negative.
That's not true. That's
everyone
not,
hated it. And
No.
yeah.
All right, Robbie,
Look.
defend yourself before we tell you what your punishment is. Just
so everyone knows.
everyone knows, when we were driving here in the car, Robbie mouthed off. I have never heard him say anything so obscene and angry before. It was just total rage.
He's so offended by this.
No, look, I understand. I do understand, like, how some people could get annoyed. But I feel like I left some breathing room there. I felt like it was quite well done. You know, the levels are all good. I was pretty proud of it.
What do you think
Oh,
about
so from a
the...
technical standpoint, you thought it was great, but artistically, it was shithouse, apparently.
I
just don't have an audience.
I stand by it.
What do you have to say to people who say that you turned our show into a Hot 40 shock jock style?
I think whoever said that is getting the wrong end of the stick, because I'm obviously sending that sort of stuff up, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll throw in.
Very diplomatic interpretation
Right,
once the
okay.
mics are on, isn't it,
Right,
Robbie?
yeah.
Because I heard a lot more Fs in that before. You hate that, man. Whoever that was on the Facebook friends, yeah, you're still friends with Tom and I, but you have made a powerful enemy.
Look, I put a lot of effort in, and I think he just didn't quite understand what I was doing. I think
Yeah.
that's more the angle, isn't it? You know.
So I think we, as a...
So no one understands the great artistic feat that sound effects of sheep and horses are.
When placed in the correct spots,
Yeah.
it is an art.
During the week, I sent Robbie a video of Rodney Roode and the bathroom bunch from The Simpsons, where he keeps playing
So
the fart
funny.
noise. Yeah, and Robbie lost it. What do you see in this show, mate? What do you see in this?
Simpsons is not up the top of my list.
What?
You know this.
Why you have Jordan so shocked?
Why are you shocked?
What do you mean?
This is a pod exclusive. Every single time we've ever talked about it before, it's kind of that vibe of, it's like classical music. Like I don't like it, but I understand that it's like respect worthy or something. But now the truth comes out.
Look, yeah, Robbie's
when the mic's
angry.
on
Look at him.
Sometimes, but if it makes Robbie look bad, apparently he's perfectly willing to lie, bottle up his emotions. But if it's someone else's work, yep, read your shit on it. Sound effects.
I respect that show. I do, but I don't find myself laughing at it. Really at all. The only thing I laughed at way back in the day was uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
I hate that you love that.
I don't know.
That's the worst one to like.
I haven't revisited it in quite a few years, but that really did do it for me at the time.
Oh my god.
Robbie's The Simpsons is shit. You don't understand my sound effects genius rant.
Yeah. So to as a punishment to Robbie for ruining the pod, we could safely say.
No, look, no, it wasn't ruined. All right. I stand by it wasn't completely ruined. There was breathing room in there.
I don't even know what you mean by breathing room.
You need to space them out. You can't just barrage people with these these obnoxious effects.
These whoosh noises.
You need to place them in artfully, as I said before. Which I think I did, but it obviously was a bit too intense for some people's taste. That's fine. I'm not angry. I'm just.
All right. Well, Jordan and me have.
Yeah, I just really didn't want to hurt your feelings, Robbie, but like it was an assault. It was just
Yeah. Oh, well.
it was like
I'll tame it.
a machine gun of baseball bats to the head in a sound form.
So we've made a punishment segment titled "Dungeons and Golden Dragons" for you, Robbie, which is
Because we realise that this segment essentially is Dungeons and Dragons minus the dice that tells you what to do, because it's going to be Tom and I exclusively directing Robbie's destiny while he's in the dungeon, and seeing as he's already a golden dragon, we just had to throw that in.
yeah. And yeah, so keep in mind we can't hear any of these sound effects, so you have to punish yourself by adding them all in solo.
Yeah, genius.
And make sure you close your
clever
eyes,
idea,
Robbie,
isn't
to add to the fantasy and mystique of it. He's not doing it. He's looking at the computer screen.
Oh, sorry. Go.
Not paying attention to his own fate.
I can hear you. What are you showing me something? I'm sorry. I'm missing something.
No, you're closing
You're about
your
to
eyes.
enter the dungeon of punishment.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
And
focus,
sound
please.
effects.
Oh, close my eyes. Right. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
Okay, Robbie.
Okay,
imagine.
Robbie. Now,
add
you will
some, like,
know when you're
atmospheric
out
sound.
of this dungeon of punishment, which I suppose all dungeons are. You don't make a dungeon for a nice little tropical getaway. It's there for pain. And you will know that you're out of it when you hear that horrendous bell whistle that you just, like, threw 20 or 30 of them in.
This is a farce.
So this sound.
And
that
that,
Robbie just
Robbie, and
added
then
that
you
in.
know that you're out of the dungeon. But that's a warm up. That also means that you're going into the dungeon as well, apparently. So you are walking into the cave now, and you see next to you. Close your eyes.
Imagine this, Robbie.
Imagine, Robbie.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the pain. You
What is
see
the-
next to you on the periphery of the cave this sign that says, "Please sew on this nutsack of 30 extra testicles," and you'll need to do that for later. So
Let's see the sound of that happening. So you're doing that right now?
You're doing it. What's your response to that, Robbie? How does it feel sewing 30 extra nuts onto your nuts? You got 32 nuts now.
I was not expecting you guys to be throwing these.
All right, so now you got this
This
big.
is the start. Again, like what is
So you've got this big sack on you,
And a little elf with a tiny tennis racket starts hitting all of them as you're walking through the dungeon of punishment. There's this little elf
Yeah.
going,
How about the elf has the whip that you kept using last week as well, whipping you, going like.
racket in one
I
hand,
love
whip
that
in the
sound.
other. This guy.
for the record?
Yeah, we'll use that a lot. All right. So you're being whipped right now, and then that.
So it's not fun to be Robbie in the dungeon of punishment, which also he's not a golden dragon at the moment. He has to get his golden dragon back by
dragon.
facing his greatest fear at the end of the dungeon of punishment. At the moment, he's a copper dragon.
All right. So you're wandering through the cave, and a really cool breeze is rolling in, made of those whoosh sounds that you were using heaps last week as well. So going like whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Super cold. And the reason why you have those nuts is because
How is this going to sound?
Every time the whoosh hits
happening
you,
right now.
one of the little nuts falls off because you're literally freezing your nuts off in the dungeon of punishment.
Okay, and then a Nars, who Biggie Smalls made,
Protege rapper.
is riding in on a sheep, so use that sheep sound effect you use heap, and then play Nasheed, so Nas Sheep.
You can't.
Sheep, it's not a bee.
Nas Sheep music's playing, Nas is riding in on a sheep.
And it's got
got a
Biggie
whip.
Smalls' penis at the end of a spear stick.
I didn't
And
agree to
that'll be
this
the penis head. No, I'm just freestyling now. It's the anything goes at this horrible, horrible place. You got. Okay, so he's just put Biggie Smalls' mummified penis on the end,
So use the Biggie Smalls sound.
and that is thrown into your chest, hits you, and as soon as it hits you, you make that Biggie Smalls song of. Oh, gross.
We can't hear this.
But, you know,
Man, that's
we
gross
know what
though,
it
man.
would sound like.
I don't know what to make of this, but is it worth it? Is it worth me attempting to be a gold champion? Seriously, should I just leave this barren?
Do you want to leave this studio, mate?
I really might leave this barren.
Leave this Baron. Shack out early. Leaving Baron.
25 additional testicles he didn't want. Biggie Smalls' penis straight through his chest. And in that mode, you have to face your greatest fear in life, Robbie, which is the woman that you tried to pick up at 6 a.m. in the morning. What a surprise. She wanted to say no, but it was too early to be mean, so she didn't. And so she just didn't respond to your text.
Oh,
So now,
So that, yeah.
what, do you want me to get a soundbite of her? She's not going on the date, mate.
I can't get on to her, mate. How am I meant to get
You want me to get her answer phone?
I don't know how you're meant to do that part, but
Much like Star Wars, when you face your greatest fear, it is a reenactment of that. So I'm going to be and you have to ask for her number again to me, and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yeah, sure. Oh yeah, we'll
just
change
beep
it.
the name.
We'll
Yeah, I will.
change it. Yeah, screw it. We'll keep saying it.
All right, that last bit's been cut out.
All right, cool. Thank you for doing that. And then so you're going to say to me exactly what you asked about the number, and I'm going to say yes, but this time you know that you're not going to get a response, but you still have to ask. And when you do that, you'll hear that sweet, sweet sound of relief, which is the whistle.
Yeah. And then you become a golden dragon and you're
Once again,
free.
ready to fly out and pick up more chicks.
So just say, like, can I get your number? And Jordan will respond.
Hey, good morning. Could I get your number?
Yeah, sure. Don't you want to know my name first, or what do you want to know?
And now you're a golden dragon.
Right.
Well done, Robbie.
Good work, Robbie.
Well
you made
done.
it out of the cave. The sound cave.
Right.
Everybody who wrote a mean comment to Robbie now has to write a nice one again, because he is much like going to sanctuary in the Middle Ages. He is redeemed, fully reformed man. Doesn't matter how many people he killed before.
Yeah.
He's fine now.
Was the punishment
Golden Dragon,
worth it?
fly on, you beautiful, magnificent
You
bastard.
beast.
Aren't people going to hate that? Like,
What?
aren't people going to hate that as the first segment?
What?
Like, they complained about the sound effects, the
And
excessive
now
use,
we-
and the first segment is
It's
a
full of them.
barrage of sound effects. Literally.
Yeah, but it's aware now.
Like, all right,
Yeah, I didn't
anyway.
really think about that.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see what they say now.
All right. So, do we say what? Yeah, we said the theme is.
Oh, yeah.
Is magic. So we're going to be telling a crazy supernatural story, which happened to me in my first year of college at university.
The segment is called...
Supernatural horror with Tom.
Put in this whoosh sound effect just to piss off people.
All right.
Three whips in a row. Tom, go.
Yeah.
Get cracking.
All right. So this all happened to me at the start of university. I was living on campus, and there was this guy that lived on campus called Will, and his everyone always knew of him of being like, oh, have you done a seance with Will? Like, he's got this Ouija board, and he does seances, so you should go up and check that out. And everyone who has listened to the pod knows that I'm incredibly skeptical of those kind of things. And
However, conversely, magical.
yeah.
Is a full-blown Gandalf wizard who beat Matt Tarrant, celebrity wizard in Australia.
Yeah,
He is
in a
way
magic
more
art.
magical than him because he can make 50 cents appear out of his left ear. And I still don't know how he does it.
Deal with that, Matt. Anyway, so what happened
Oh,
was
what a Povo ATM machine.
I deal
that
in
has
coins.
to sleep.
So Robbie knows the story because I rang him up afterwards, petrified. So this, I was definitely had my beliefs shaken. So I went up to Will's room, who's the guy who does the seances, and he was like, yeah, all right, let's do this. Let's sit down. So me and a few other people and Will, he lit candles. It was all very dark, and he had the Ouija board, and he, read out some Latin or something, and we all had our fingers out and did that thing where I wish we had a Ouija board here to do something.
Sorry, just as a quick interjection, does Will have a lot of pimples? Because in my mind he has heaps.
No, actually maybe a few. He's got like black curly hair and quite a big guy. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
really
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That guy believes in demons a lot.
Yeah, so what happened was he he printed out this document that was like to conjure like the devil or something like that, I think. And he like read it out, and as he read it out, the printer in like the back of the room like went off and like started printing out like all this like Latin or something like that. And everyone was like, ah! Like screaming and running around the room. And and he was doing other stuff like everyone's what was it? And then someone just like banging on the door or something. Anyway, it was all looking back on it.
Music as well.
Oh, that's
that?
right.
Yeah.
And like the music, the iPod dock, I swear to God, was completely off. And he was like, look at it. And we're looking at it and it was like off, but like there was like playing out of the speakers and we're like, it's not plugged into anything. How's it doing it? Like that kind of thing. And like, yeah, and then, I went back to my room and I was like, rang Robbie and I was just like, man, like, I know I said it in the past. I know I said that it's not true, but man, like, you gotta believe me, I'm so scared. Do you remember any of that?
Yeah, you very much wanted to Skype, and so I did, and it freaked me out pretty well. It didn't, just by the fact that you were so scared as well. Wasn't there a cat involved? I remember there being you saying something about a cat being in the window, or
Yeah, something like that.
Scary.
Yeah, real scary. Anyway, it was a very impressive performance, and I later came to...
Sounds like this demon works at Dick Smith. He's just really good with
electronics.
Paddywhack
Well, that's what it turned out.
electronics.
Yeah, it was just his other friend Will was just sitting in the other room, just like wirelessly, just like printing out documents and shit.
And
it was,
playing music.
Yeah, really, really poor.
It's
in there.
just like...
But yeah, that kind of is I think how you live your life, Jordan, in that you're always convinced by these like bullshit things like astrology. You're pretty much just like living in this seance just your whole life, which we'll be addressing later today.
But also, even if I did know that guy next door was printing it out, he wasn't in the room, was he?
Yeah, how did he know you were telling that part? Yeah, telekinesis.
How does he know Latin as well? There's a lot of unanswered questions in this that you can breeze over just because you know that some guy electronically accessed it and printed it out. But I still think there's some merit to this story.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, let's not get into it. But
All right, you're lost because I'll just claim that as a win. Then you've got no answers.
All right, let's go on to Goosebumps, Robbie.
Okay.
So last week we died in Goosebumps.
We did. We
Is that
finished it. We finished the Beastly Babysitter.
right? Yeah, that was really scary. What happened then? We got eaten by the rat.
And astounding turnout from people that listen to the pod all over the country, from
Sydney
Betsy
to
Boo Boo to Whoopty Mimby Bimby.
pretty much
These
Sydney
are
to
places,
Melbourne.
people. Definitely. Do not search them. Just take my word for it. These places exist. These people called up. And by called up, I mean that they wrote out text, which is what you do. Nobody calls.
We get thousands of messages every week. It's really hard to reply to everyone, but yeah, keep them coming. We try and read everything.
And everybody wrote, and we very obscurely said this at the pod. It was almost a secret password. That's how low level it was. And by secret password, I mean kind of a Coke promotion secret password. So 30,000 people are going to get it. It's sort of secret. All of them writing in. One of them even getting out the meme of an old 90s Nike ad that said, just do it, which is what we said that you specifically have to say if you want Goosebumps to continue. We gave you a lot of outs. We tried to give ourselves huge outs because we've got a lot of Goosebumps books and not much patience anymore, but you demanded that we continue to choose your own adventures. Goosebumps
I don't know.
I was very... I was I didn't think they'd do it.
We've been doing this
Neither did I, but
for 6 months. 6 months of Goosebumps. The only segment that's lasted a long time is you reading Goosebumps.
I know the Jack Black
That's
movie's
sad.
coming
In
out.
that same period of time, Play School would have gone through literally hundreds of books. We've gone through 2.
Yeah, how's it taking us
Not
6
that
months to
much
get
higher.
through 2 books? I guess we're doing every decision. But yeah. All right, Robbie, let's...
So it looks like we're going through the window of opportunity. If this were a Play School segment, which it's not, this is the Friendly Jordies podcast. Thank you for listening, and FBI and Lonely Kids Club for sponsoring this segment. Robbie, what is the new Goosebumps book we have?
Number 4, The Deadly Experiments of Dr. Eek.
Awesome. Okay.
And it's got a great colour scheme to the front of it. And I've got no idea about decor or anything to do with nice things that make you feel good, so you don't get as depressed as you normally would, but you're still pretty depressed if you watch Ellen every day.
It's very nice, isn't it? I
on
really
the cover,
do like it.
On the cover, there's a manic chimp in a lab coat playing with acid.
It's a bit of pink here, bit of golden sort of sparkly.
Sparkles. Yeah, that's quite nice as well.
Yeah,
It
very
gives you the
nice.
same feeling you would have when you were 10 and you saw that, no way, Goosebumps, choose your own adventures is out, give me that. It's a great colour for that feeling of, Mum!
Yeah. Yeah, the gold sparkle kind of look really works, doesn't it? How... Oh, man.
Really lovely. So shall we hear it?
Wow. Yeah, all right.
Okay. They
Yeah, but it's a really nice
see
cover.
it.
Yeah, someone post a photo of it.
Somebody Google. Okay.
Yeah, we won't post a photo. You Google it and then post the photo yourself.
Yeah, you did the work.
Here we go.
Thanks for listening.
How did you get in here?
A voice calls as you enter the waiting room at Eek Laboratories.
That door is supposed to be locked at all times.
You and your friend Sam jump. You didn't think anyone was around. Then you spot the receptionist sitting behind a tall desk. She's a short, frizzy-haired redhead, wearing too much lipstick for her thin lips. She glares at you, as if she expects you to turn around and leave, as soon as you figure out you're in the wrong place.
I'm looking for my mum.
You tell her.
Who's your mum?
The receptionist asks. She starts to pack up her things to leave. You glance at the clock. It's almost 5:30. Quitting time.
She's the new lab technician.
You explain.
She's working on some top-secret experiments for Eek. Really? For Dr. Eek?
The receptionist gazes at you suspiciously.
Yeah, I guess.
You say. But really, you're not sure. How come your mum never mentioned him before? Dr. Eek? All she ever told you was that she had a new job in a research lab. You didn't know there was a medical doctor involved. Doctors give you the creeps.
Are you sure your mum works for Dr. Eek?
The receptionist grills you. She raises an eyebrow. Her eyebrows give you the creeps. In fact, this whole place gives you the creeps. From the minute you stepped off the elevator on the 19th floor, there were no signs of life. No one in the echoing hall. Nothing but the creaking elevator door. And then you spotted the door to Eek Labs. Your mother never told you about that either. The door looked like the door to a huge vault. It was heavy steel and about 6 inches thick. Your best friend Sam pulled a small handle near the edge of the door. To your surprise, the door swung open easily. Okay, you told yourself. So the place has a weird door. That's no reason to freak out. This is
It's always just sort of stretching for something to be scared of, isn't it?
This is lengthy.
Yeah, she works here.
Works though.
You tell the receptionist.
She does research.
Well, take a seat.
Well, take a seat.
She replies.
I'm sure your mum
cover
will
me.
be right here.
And then she packs up her oversized tote bag and walks out. You search around for a chair, any chair. Then you see them across the room. The chairs are all orange and plastic. And they're all chained together. Weird. You sit down in an orange plastic chair, but Sam doesn't. He starts roaming around the waiting room.
So what movie is your mum going to take us to?
Sam asks.
Nice.
You shrug. Who knows?
Spooky shit now.
Yeah, that's scaring me.
But remember, Sam, we promised my mum we wouldn't act too wild here. You warn with a grin.
Yeah.
He says, like he really cares. He wanders over to the receptionist's desk. He picks up a glass of clear liquid that's sitting there. It's probably just water, but... Hey, you cry. Don't drink that. But before you can stop him, he drinks it down. Sam drains the glass in one gulp. Then he whirls around to face you. Sam, I mean it, you moan. We can't fool around. This is a science lab. He starts to answer, but suddenly his face turns white. He clutches his throat and gasps. Then the veins on his neck start to pop out. This is so silly. A moment later, he makes a hideous face, as if he's turning into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
At the same time? Stark, you genius.
God, I bet he doesn't even know who Dr. Jekyll is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he just watched the novel, the movie The Page Master from 1992 that just had that kid from, I think, Home Alone, I don't know.
Yeah, or he just saw Van Helsing. I was just just imagining the Van Helsing version of that.
You freeze. Your heart pounds wildly. What did you drink? You ask him. You race over to the desk. You pick up the glass Sam was drinking from and sniff to see if it has a smell. Nothing. Sam bursts out laughing. He gives you a devilish grin.
Water.
Sam says, pointing at the glass.
It's just water.
You can't help laughing too. You like Sam, he's funny, but sometimes your best friend can go too far. He's always playing crazy jokes on you. Sam gazes around. You're sure he's trying to find some other trouble to get into. Maybe we should look for my mum, you suggest. Anything to keep Sam from getting into more trouble. His eyes light up. Great idea, he cries. Maybe we can do our own experiments.
I like this Sam, guys.
Finally, a character I can relate to. Yeah. Yeah, Sam is just Tom, except for replace every single letter in his name and replace it with Sam.
Besides the last letter of M.
Oh, of course. So just two versions of the name. It's pretty much there.
On second thought, maybe you should just sit tight and wait. If you sit down and wait for your mum, turn to page 11. If you look for her, turn to page 6. Now, surely.
Yeah, what kind of decision is that?
Surely. Come on, the second one.
Oh, right. You want to sit down and wait for her? Oh, no, we're going
No,
to
if you look for her as the second
Oh,
option.
okay, right.
The second one will be, because keeping in mind, R.L. Stein has made hundreds of books.
Yeah.
It would there would have to be some crossover, because that is too similar an option to the first Choose Your Own Adventure that we did.
It's early. This is number 4, though.
Oh, okay, right.
Well, who knows which one came first, but I'm pretty sure that if we choose the option where it says sit down and wait for your mum, it goes, what are you talking about? This is a book for real scary
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
I
on
reckon
to
you're
you, R.L. Stein. 10 years after our demographic is supposed to be reading these books, we finally get it.
Yeah, we worked you out, mate.
Yeah, you got nothing, R.L. Stein.
Got your
but thanks
number.
for all of those great stories that you regaled us with for years, and then very hipsterly in our 20s, we now ironically laugh at you and denigrate your name a lot.
So comment below, sit down and wait, or look for her. Thanks.
All right. So that was brought to you by Lonely Kids Club.
Oh, thanks,
and
Lonely
thanks,
Kids.
FBI, for... Yeah. Okay.
Now we go into the meat of the pod.
This is the serious section, which a very...
No.
Sorry, Robbie's pointing out of the studio for some reason. What's up, man?
Nothing. Continue.
No. What's up?
The golden
Say it.
dragon has got his eyes on another piece of prey.
Hey, you want to botch the podcast again? What is it, mate?
I'm saying come close to the microphone, Jordan. You dipshit.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on outside the studio right
Whether
now.
you want to hit on that chick or not.
Just
Do it live. Go ask for a number live, Robbie.
Right now.
She's definitely the manager of that band. or
Just
something,
do
isn't
it.
Just
You're never going to see her again.
Stop saying that all the time. Isn't the point that you want to see them again? Isn't the point you get their number and you see them again?
Yeah, that's why you ask, mate. So you see
You
him
got to do
again.
it in the first place. What are you? Are you a golden dragon or not?
Get the number, you never see her.
Write in the comment section. Do you think that he retrospectively should have done it regardless of what his actions are right now?
Get on with it. What is the next thing?
All right, let's get serious.
Oh, you wuss, Robbie.
All right, so back to it.
Golden coward.
Come on.
The golden coward.
Come on.
Oh, by the way, thank you very much to the lovely gentleman that wrote in to say that he really enjoys the pod, and while he was listening to it, he drew. His name is Danny Coe.
Danny Keogh, yeah. He said, drew this of the true golden dragon whilst listening to the pod. Very entertaining stuff, gentlemen. Thumbs up.
And you
Very
nailed
nice.
Robbie's face. Like,
So well.
I was extremely amazed by that.
And he has the exact same dragon-like figure as what he has in real life. So it's great that he even was able to get that straight on. But it looks a lot like Spirited Away as well. With Robbie's face on its head. And he's obviously imagining coffee because that's his only pickup line is, hey, do you want to get coffee sometime?
I was talking to someone about that as well, and they were saying, why is he always asking for coffee? He's like, I've never, ever, like, I've asked dozens of girls out. This is our hippie friend, Jacob. And he's like, I've asked dozens of girls out, man. I've never, ever asked them for coffee. He's like, I don't get that. Why is he doing that? And I was like, yeah, well, it's too Hollywood to ask for their number. So coffee makes a bit more sense. And he's like, man, coffee is way more Hollywood. It's like, that's why they're not saying yes.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to...
Just
What
look
else
at the
is
tally
there?
board from the hippie king to the golden dragon.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Learn
What do you
from
want?
him. What do you think?
Comment below. Just keep commenting.
Comment
Like
away.
the page. Tweet us. Friendly Geordie.
Tell me what I should
Just
say.
make pictures. That's all we're saying, is make a lot of pictures. We want you to be the same audience as what Saturday Disney enjoys, where they always get in all these
Send stuff
pictures
in.
that warms their heart, but they're pretty crap. This one, on the other hand, is not, and we're definitely going to put it up into the Friendlyjordies Proud Dad Fridge Magnet. I don't know what it is. It was ages ago we made it, but the point is you're going up on the Friendlyjordies, not the Hall of Fame, not that good yet. You're not as good as Kinghorn Flan, who has an outrageous mullet. But you're still pretty good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's the next segment, guys? Why are we always getting sidetracked?
Would you rather be getting presents like fridge
God.
magnets?
Are you continuing? Why are you making this pod shit?
All right, fine. We'll move on then.
To the serious
Why
topic.
do you insist on ruining this podcast?
Everybody put straight faces on, because this is the meat of the subject pod, when everything starts to get really serious, all right?
We're talking astrology.
Okay.
So Jordan, I remember coming over to Jordan's
I
house.
just think it's got a little more to it than everyone gives it credit for.
It's always been something that in my mind no one really believes. It's just this kind of like, oh, that's nice. It's like a fortune cookie out Chinese. It's like, you don't believe it. It's just this kind of, gimmicky thing that's in the newspaper that you every now and then read and go like, oh, it doesn't apply to me at all. But Jordan is a big fan of astrology. So what do you reckon, Jordan? Why is it such a good idea? What's it all about?
Well, like anybody who's scrounging for funding at the moment, and we'll be opening up our Patreon account, but you can donate very generously to soon.
Any philanthropists out there, we can use your money well. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We won't say thanks, but you electronically transferring the money should be thanks enough.
For tax reasons, we... yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So what's with astrology? Explain it, firstly.
It's just a little too spooky. It's too close to... And we've done a lot of psychological personality tests, which is why we're always making fun of Robbie for being a coward. Not only because it's true, but because that's what he always gets in his psychology assessments. But I think...
He leans in to make a comment,
sigh.
but his cowardice makes him stop.
and so
It's
he
the
does
best of him.
a sigh of remorse more than anything. I wish I had the courage to say something, but I'm just too cowardly.
Why is it
If I
eerie,
only
Jordan?
had a heart.
Why is astrology eerie, Jordan? Tell us more.
Well, you've got it in your hands. I bought it by Kindle today because I read when I was on a vacation with my girlfriend once this astrology book called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need to Read.
Okay.
And the rhyming of it was delightful enough that I opened up and looked into it, and every single thing that it said about me, my girlfriend, the other two friends that we did you secretly. I don't want to talk about it on the pod because it's a
my
little
goodness.
too real and raw, and I don't want to have that conversation live.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be doing Robbie
I
instead.
reckon we should.
Yeah, we'll do it next episode because
we
these
just
are pretty
it's
long
hard to
assessments.
find.
But
All right.
it's an ebook.
So this is
and
Robbie
it's
reading
obviously
out.
illegally downloaded.
So this is kind of like our scientific experiment to see if astrology works. So we're going to read out Robbie's star sign, just a bit of it, and see if it applies to Robbie, because we all know him very well by now.
Okay, so I'll read it out.
Yep.
So I'm a Capricorn. So it said, your most likable trait is steadiness. Good start?
Good start.
Okay.
He was a very steady.
Yeah, it's pretty steady.
man.
Yeah, he was pretty steady.
Capricorns are ambitious,
No, he's not that ambitious. Are you ambitious? Do you think of yourself as ambitious?
and the lives of those born under this sign are marked by a...
spots.
He just ignores it.
We'll see, I don't know. And All right. Capricorns are ambitious, and the lives of those born under this sign are marked by a purposeful pursuit of their destiny. Your motivating force is desire for success, money, status, position, authority. And though you may not realize it...
No, none of that is true.
And,
Bang on.
and though you may not realize it, for love.
That's true.
Golden Dragon!
We got it.
We got it! We've proved it works!
Were you just playing the whoosh sound effect? Oh, I thought I could hear that. I just went, whoosh, whoosh.
That was my vow.
That was his mouth.
Vis-a-vis Robbie's incredible, enlightening realization that he really wants to get laid.
Is that enough of that? Should we stop there?
No, keep going.
Capricorn is both an earth sign and a cardinal sign, and the combination of practicality, earth, and initiative, cardinal, produces a personality geared toward leadership and power. In the zodiac,
Such a power-hungry cunt.
In the zodiac, Capricorn is linked to the midheaven, the point at the top of the horoscope that represents high achievement. You're a born climber who's not content to poke along down in the valleys. As long as there is a top to get to from the bottom, you will persevere in your upward striving. Your symbol is the goat, and everyone knows how goats bound up impassable terrain.
Oh, God.
Finding footholds.
Goat sound effects in the pod all the time.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with them.
Because the stars know about goats. Go on.
Where no one thought they existed. You always carry with you the knowledge that there are tasks to be fulfilled, and if you can't move mountains, then at least, like the goat, you can scale the heights. Your ruler, Saturn, is the planet of limitations, which includes the limitation of time. To the ancients, Saturn was the symbol for father time. You have a heightened sense of the value of time, which helps to make you a superb organizer and planner. Unlike those who don't look beyond next month, you will carefully examine your goal, separate it into all its necessary steps, and plot out a long-term timetable that often involves years. In the sign of Capricorn, the quality
All right,
of
I think that's
patience
enough.
reaches new heights.
I've heard enough.
Yeah. I don't know how much that
I
applies
don't know,
to me.
man.
All right, I think
What's
about
your problem,
80%
Tom?
of that didn't apply to Robbie. Like, easily.
And there was a lot of
All right,
misses.
so,
Yeah.
planner, money hungry, plans years ahead. Robbie doesn't know what he's doing tomorrow. Like, it's like, no offense, but like, it's just, that did not apply to you at all. So much of that was wrong.
Do you know what's coming up next on the pod, Robbie? Let's experiment now.
Do I know what's coming up next?
Do you know?
It's not a trick question.
It's all right. It's all right if you don't. Don't look at your notes, mate.
Isis or slices?
That's right, it is.
Correct. He's a good planner.
That's right, it is. He's got it all ahead. He had it written down himself.
Yeah, but it said
he had it
years
written
ahead.
down himself when you've got the schedule in front of you. He doesn't need it, but he has it because he's a Capricorn.
Every time I go to pick Robbie up, he is always, as soon as I get there, he's like, "Oh, wait, I have to go to the toilet." He doesn't plan ahead enough to go to the toilet 5 minutes before I get there.
No.
He's not a good planner.
No, that's because you're getting it
Can't
all wrong.
control that.
You're getting the wrong end of the stick there, like that commenter.
He's planning for the future because you know you're going to the toilet and you won't
Exactly.
be able to.
It's better planning than even you can comprehend.
Scaling the mountain like
Scaling
a goat.
the heights of plans.
Constantly scaling the heights of menus when he's looking at it going, okay, so what, is that chicken in it? And then the waitress says, yeah, it's chicken in it. Okay. So the beef one has beef in it, yeah? Yeah, it does have beef in it.
I don't think I've ever said
Can I get the prawn one?
But yeah, this is my problem with this, is that Jordan, you just look at that and say it did work, 100% worked, right?
Yeah.
You would see that as being like, well, there you go, it knows. Like, it's hard to think of a good
But if
comparison.
it was 100%, you would agree with it as well, because
Yeah.
if you didn't, your science god would be angry.
yeah, no, because
You wizard.
it's not like showing astrology to be right, because get to the root of what astrology is actually claiming. Like, how does it know about Robbie? Okay, so why does the star sign matter? Explain.
Because Robbie
I
was
think
born-
once you explain it, just the explanation enough will show everyone that it's not true.
All right, smart Alec. Get ready to be wrong.
Okay.
Because this is what I think the reason why there might be some credibility to it.
This is the actual explanation for astrology.
Yeah.
So you know.
as rehashed by Jordan, who's
You're gonna
don't
play
really
with
care
it.
if I lose this debate, really. It's a bit of fun.
That's adorable.
Is that okay? Robbie was born at a certain time, right? Because, well, how else would he be here if he wasn't?
Yeah, right. Okay,
And
so he was born...
so you can't deny that
January.
part. Can't deny it.
So January 1992. 1993 means...
And you believe in energies. That's a science term.
No.
Don't
Kilojoules.
What are you talking about? Like,
rewrite science.
what are you
to
talking
fit-
about? Energies. Explain it.
You know, like universal energies, stuff that happens in the universe relating to powers, you know, magic, I don't know.
Yeah, what do you... No.
Magic aside, right?
Magic or science? Okay, so
Can't
we
you do
have...
both?
All right, so we have these energies. Robbie's born at a certain time. There are energies which...
That are flowing through the universe at that time.
All right, energies
and
are
they
flowing
impact
through the
his
universe.
personality as a result. Just like you getting shocked by an electric lightning bolt into your head, you wouldn't be the same person after that, would you? Because you've just had thousands of kilowatts of energy going, oh, my organs.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about getting shocked by lightning. How is this?
It doesn't change who you are, getting shocked by lightning.
Okay, if you could talk like this, say I got shocked by lightning and I'm talking like this today, and then on the next pod it's like, hello, welcome to Friendlyjordies.
But that is not at all the same as defining your personality. Yeah, like if you get brain surgery, it might change your personality, but that does not prove anything.
fun of a lightning strike victim, you heartless wizard.
Please, Jordan, just
Explain the star thing. So why does the stars matter? So
I don't know.
Yes, you do. All right. Well, what you told me once was that, like, if you're Aries, for instance, it means there's like the star sign of a ram in the sky, which is like constellations. Which, keep in mind, is only able to be seen from our planet, right?
Yeah.
So wherever you are, the perspective of where the stars would be completely different. But like, forget about that because we wouldn't have known that when astrology was first like being used. But anyway, Jordan's explanation, or astrology's explanation, is the gravitational forces of where those stars are in the sky affect where the baby is and how it's, you know, throughout when a baby is conceived at the moment of conception, that is like due to gravitational forces that affects how the sperm like creates the like in the ova like create a child, and then that
Exactly.
affects what kind of personality you have.
Yes.
Gravity.
Clearly, minus the really sarcastic tonality, I obviously couldn't have put it better myself because I did a really shit job and you just did it for me. So somehow you could see the logic in it, right?
don't you like the idea of like time having a kind of magical element? You know, like the time when you're born, it's... I don't know. I like that idea.
There would definitely be a different energy to it. Just the fact that it's winter to summer, there would be a different energy flowing through the earth.
Whether I like the idea of it or not doesn't make it less like it true or not. It just seems like you develop through how you're raised and through like your genetics, and that's about it. It's not like the gravity of where a star is in the universe is not going to affect you enough to be like, yeah, you're really ambitious for money, as if that is affected from where a star is. As though like the gravity has somehow like moved a neuron in your mind or something. Like it's just bullshit.
Well, what about when there's like a full moon and there's way more admittance of patients into both mental asylums and hospitals? There'll be way more crazies.
Yeah,
even people's animals go more insane when there's a full moon.
Yeah.
And my mum, who used to teach disabled kids for 30 years... the kids would just be playing up a lot on the day, throwing chairs around the room and smacking other kids.
Yeah, it's because they
And then
didn't
they'd
sleep
say-
as well. Because the sky's brighter at night.
Exactly. So there's obviously
Because of
some
light.
effect that the planets have on the Earth.
No, it's because it's just a lighter sky. It's like if you live in
but it's
Antarctica.
an effect, isn't it? From energy. Light is energy.
No, that is such a stretch. It's like that's
Oh,
light. If
Tom,
you live in
why are you rewriting everything that you believe in just to disprove this one thing?
If you
Surely
live-
it's better to seek the truth as a man of science than to denigrate it.
It's like saying, like, if I go to sleep at night and have a torch shining in my eyes, of course I'm going to act weird. It's like, yeah, light is different.
You do that every night anyway. You don't even turn your computer off. I know.
Yeah,
I used to roommate with you.
Yeah, and therefore
Just leave
astrology.
shit on all the time.
I know that. I know that.
I don't sleep.
Exactly.
What do you think, Robbie? What's your point of view on this?
I think I sort of gave it before.
You think time's cool, and that means...
I think time is kind of... I don't know. Maybe
where's
it's more
the
unknown
connection
than we
to
realise.
you?
Where's the connection to me?
to how you are. Like, where's the connection of, like, where you're... Because surely there was a lot of people born at a very similar time to Hitler, say, and they're not all like Hitler, are they? It's like saying every single person at every moment is almost identical in terms of personality. That's crazy. It's
But
like,
they've also, you got to factor in the moon sign and whatever the other star sign is. I can't
Yeah, but
remember,
it's still
there's three
nonetheless.
different things that you got to in factor. So I doubt there's many people that were like Hitler.
So you're saying
And if
everyone
they were
that
like
was
Hitler, he
born-
probably killed them because he got to the top. So he was just the best at doing what he did at that moment.
Great idea of history there, Jordan. He probably killed them if they were like him. Everyone in the world that was born at the exact same moment as him.
Jordan's revision of history, featuring the word probably heaps.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
It's a
Energies.
rich tapestry, and of course, the all-time favourite, who knows?
I like to think there's kind of like a base, a base kind of influence of that, on people. But the kind of the way people, the environment in which they're raised, kind of
Takes some priority.
is way more influential.
All right, yeah, I think like even if you were to concede that there was the tiniest fragment of like influence from some kind of like star system on you, you'd have to accept that would be way less than the way you're raised and your genes. As if genes aren't a cooler discovery. Finding like the genetic code of
I agree.
DNA is way cooler in working out. Oh wow! So now we know why people are the way they are because they have like a really complicated like code within them. Or saying like, yeah, the moon was kind of bright at that time. That's why he's like this. It's like less cool.
Coolness is all subjective, and I personally think it's much cooler that you are likened to a goat.
Yeah.
Or, how freaky is this? Siamese twins.
What? Yeah. How does that work?
Supernatural.
So the conclusion is, Tom still thinks what he does, Robbie doesn't have an opinion, didn't have in the first place, and Jordan is just dug his heels in more.
As every time we discuss anything.
You're listening to Debate, Food for Thought.
All right, now we're going to move on to a segment which is really just built off this title, which we came up with first.
Because we, last episode of the pod, after months of me petitioning that we had to include more slices of life.
Which we described last time. We're not going to...
We're not going to describe what it is. Go back to the last pod and listen to that to give us the listens, and then we can charge more for advertising. The point is...
Lonely Kids Club. No, we don't charge anyone anything.
You wait.
Yet.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, Robbie's telling us to shut up. Anyway, the point is... need more slices of life. And my view was always that this podcast should just become a cake. A full cake, and then we slice it up, and then we all just have a nice little eat of it, all right? Yeah. But everybody else thinks that we should just, much like when you go to some cafes in the inner city, you can just buy one slice of lemon meringue pie. They think, that's it. After that, I'm full. I don't need any more slices after that. No, I say that we should gorge like the fat kid in Matilda, and we should have a whole huge nasty cake.
Yeah, so I'm always pushing to talk. Let's talk politics, or let's talk foreign affairs, and then Jordan just wants to talk about like what you would do on the weekend if you like. Oh, what happened?
Did you own a mongoose bike when you were a kid? Was mongoose cool for you? That's always what I want to talk about.
Yeah. So this segment is entitled "ISIS or Slices."
we don't know what we're getting told to get out of the studio, so we'll just get over this really quickly. But everything that will happen from now on is we will decide by virtue of the spinning pen at the beginning of who was going to speak for 30 seconds without any interruptions. What? We're going to find out
Again? We're doing that again.
Wait, Robbie, do you want to go out and just ask if they can come in like 20 minutes?
Okay.
All right, Robbie's going outside. We'll see what happens.
We are going to discuss either an event about ISIS that happened this week or slices of life.
Yeah. No, I thought we were just going to do the Dan and Maz thing.
Yeah. We were going to reveal that afterwards, but now we all know it. Pretty much what we're going to do is we're not going to talk about ISIS. We're never going to talk about ISIS ever in this segment. It's just, instead of being called Slice of Life, it is just exactly the same segment as Slice of Life, except for we've changed the name. That's it. It is just a cheap marketing rebranding strategy, much like when British Petroleum dumped billions of tons of oil onto the Arden and then spent hundreds of millions of dollars not cleaning it up, just paid marketers to figure out what's a better way to call themselves after this, and they just came up with the conclusion that instead of being called British Petroleum, they should be called BP. This is what ISIS and Slices is, people.
BP.
Listen to the last 10 minutes of this pod.
Yeah, BP, Beyond Petroleum. Okay, so we were saying, Jordan was like, yeah, more slices of life. So we were like, oh yeah, but that's kind of just like every Hot 40 show there is. And then we'll just be this like proper shock jock sound effect riddled mess. So we thought,
and to prove it, we listened to what is undoubtedly the greatest radio duo of Australian history. Probably up there with the Gervais podcast, I would say. And that, of course, is Dan and Maz in Sydney.
we slinging shit.
We slinging shit.
This segment is Dan and Maz and Three Monkeys Throwing Poo at him.
Listen up. Slice for you.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to talk about the first part of the Dan and Maz segment that we heard that was a perfect slice of life. Really entertaining stuff.
They're good at it.
And then we're going to put in our own two bob because we really wish that we could ring up, but we can never get through. It's too early, so we're doing it now.
So, Mez, like I was reading, I was calling my mum the other day, and you know,
You're calling your mum? I thought it was your grandma.
oh my god,
Oh, sorry, no, she covers her mouth when she goes away from the microphone.
that's too mean. That's too mean.
Yeah, all right.
No, yeah,
So we
anyway,
just abort
Dan
and go-
goes. Yeah, so my mum, whenever she answers the phone, she makes this sound.
And it's a new word. It's a new word. It's never been said before. She has invented something that is going to be in the Oxford Dictionary in 50 years, let me tell you.
It goes,
No.
what was it?
Nyellup.
Nyello.
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 What is that sound? What is that sound? You guys, anyone heard anyone say that before? How about everybody ring up and say, have you ever heard the word Nyello?
We're talking.
What's going on with that?
And then the third guy comes in. We're talking phones, nlurp, and what people say. What did you say when you ring up? We're calling Dan and Mez. That's 1310 60. You're listening to Today FM. All right, guys. Thanks for the pod. Let's wrap it up.
All right, let's just go to the last segment quickly.
That was it. All right. Yeah. Right.
Tom, pretty much because everybody found that the last segment of the last pod where I drank Tom's spit in a glass was disgusting. We thought that we're never going to do that again because it's clearly gross drinking someone's spit out of a glass. And this time, we're just going to spit straight into Tom's mouth without
Big
the glass.
bird, little bird.
Say the game. We're not just going to do it. I'm going to win the game.
Tom has it out. So, and I'm sure everybody hopes that he does this. Next door is FBI being broadcast live. And at the moment, there is this very spindly little indie band out there that probably weighs between them 50 kilos and there's 5 people in there. He is going to take off his shirt, wail it along his head like some kind of Celts fan. And if they pay attention within 20 seconds, he doesn't have to drink the spit. But if they do, then, we're spitting in his mouth.
All right,
Big bird,
because
little bird.
I'm magic and they can't hear me because we're in a soundproof studio. All right, ready?
All right, let's see.
Show me the
this.
clock first.
This is good radio.
Let's see the clock. All right.
Oh, no, we'll just count down.
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
Get up, get up. 20.
She
No.
waved.
Oh,
She
damn it!
waved.
Damn it! It doesn't get spread in the mouth. This is not fair. This is not fair. But see you next week. We had a fun time.
I took 2 seconds. Magic.
Okay, guys.
Oh, it's magic. She knows. All right, bye.
I don't know what that song is.
Thanks to FBI. Bye-bye.
Bye.